All right, so today we're going to go through the best way to position your seat in the car. You know, especially in LA where there's a lot of traffic and you don't want to be stuck in a bad sitting position for a long period of time. It's really going to kill your back. So just some simple suggestions to make. This is really about just finding the right level for you. So you're going to tinker around with it, but you just go by the four basic principles, and you'll find that sweet spot. So the first things first is you don't want to be too far back, because if you're too far back, you're going to have to reach forward and you're going to have to curl your spine over. That's not going to be comfortable for your mid back. So you want to actually get it close enough that you're basically at arm's length, maybe even a little bit closer than that. So there's a little bit of a bend in your elbow. The second thing to do is you don't want too much of a lean back also. Now you don't want like a 90-degree angle, because it's gonna feel like it's really pushing you forward. But you want to get it as far forward as possible without, because the more you lean back, again, you have to deal with that forward reach again, and also it's just not great for your spine to be in that position for a long period of time. The third thing and this is probably one of the biggest bangs for the buck this is not, you're not able to change this in most cars, and a lot of cars, I think a lot of cars now actually you can change it, is the position, the angle of the chair in this direction. So this is kind of like a bucket seat. So meaning your hips are lower than your knees. So if you're able to shift it up so that your hips actually go up a little bit and it's at least leveled with the knees, if not maybe even a tiny bit higher, that will change a lot, and that will actually make it so you don't have to feel like you have to lean your chair as back. So yeah, so luckily this car has it for the most part. This kind of goes up, but it does change the angle a little bit. So you don't want to lean back too much. You do want to see if you can change this angle, kind of get this more level, hip and knee angle a little bit more level, and the chair is a lot forward, just so that your arm's length, you're not reaching really for it. It's more comfortably resting. The last thing is just the foot pedal, and you might have to even bring the chair a little bit more forward, because if it's too far back and your leg has to reach too much, it's a lot of strain on your hip flexor, just to have to lift the hip. And if it's just more in a comfortable position where you can just kind of really it's a small movement. One thing, if you have knee pain, is you want to be careful about twisting from your knee. So a lot of rotation in and out from the leg. You want to make sure your whole leg rotates out, if that's how you do it, versus just lifting and from the brake to the pedal. If you're just going to turn your foot in and out, you're just kind of torquing your knee a lot. So either you rotate the whole hip in and out, or you just you move your foot just like that. So those are the four basic things that you can just kind of start to work with, and you're going to have to play around with it. You're going to have to tweak this and then tweak that, and hopefully you find a nice sweet spot for your back.